Morning everybody, today is October 31st, 2016, and I thought I'd just do a quick little garden update. I haven't given one in quite some time. I think the last time I gave one was before the summer. I worked during the summer, so it was kind of hard to do much during the garden, and so I just had the chance finally over the last 2 weeks to be able to do anything. This is a basil plant that I planted and survived the summer. She's doing very well. Cut her back. She was actually huge. She was just bigger than the actual air handler, so I had to cut her back. And not much growing in here right now. Getting ready to probably plant some new stuff. Over there is some Swiss chard. And my Swiss chard that I had over there that was like 3 years old finally died. And I had some bell pepper plants that were right over here, and those were 3 years old, and they finally took a dump on me and went out. So that's all right. Started some broccoli plants. Had some problems with some buggies, so been getting out here and spraying almost every day. So I happen to have a single sunflower plant that populated itself from the other sunflowers that I had growing this summer. I guess, there's thousands of little seeds everywhere, and it just happened to plant itself. So there's a bunch of pepper plants. My pepper plants are doing really, really well. Eggplant does incredibly well out here. I had two different varieties. I had like the big purple eggplants. Those did really well. They dwarfed everything, and then I planted some smaller, like Japanese style eggplants, and they just never got enough sun because the other ones just took off so much. So yeah, next year plant them a little bit differently. Um, there's the jalapeno. That one's doing really well. So the biggest thing is my moringa. This is my moringa. She is now a year old. She's not a year old in the ground. I planted her in the ground in February, but I got her right around this time last year, and she was a seedling. And let's show you the base on this thing. Try and give you a little bit of a source of reference here. This is, I can't even put my fingers all the way around this thing. I don't know if you can see that. The thing is huge. This is a year-old moringa plant. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but she's actually putting off little flowers, and I'm hoping she's going to give us some little seed pods so we can start some more moringa plants. I just can't get over the size of how big she's gotten in 1 year. She hasn't even been in the ground for a year yet. She'll be in the ground as of February 15th. That's just absolutely got to be one of the fastest growing trees I've ever seen in my life. The rest of the garden is pretty much empty. I've gone through and weeded everything out and cleaned everything. Back there is a Rainbow's End tomato plant. It actually survived and is now starting to come back from all the heat, really bad heat stroke. All of these buckets were tomatoes. Most of them died. This one has still survived. That's a black cherry tomato. She's finally starting to regrow again and should have some tomatoes again. Oh, actually I see a tomato on her. And then there's some more onions. We still are pulling up and eating. And I still have some celery that's growing. But other than that, that's my garden. And that's the update. Look at her. She's just so cool. Let's step back here and see if I can get a... Yeah, you can see she's almost the same height as the pitch of the roofs of the houses. Crazy.